Hi, I'm Elizabeth Bostick, founder of the Caregiver to Caregiver Respite Network. As a single parent and primary caregiver of my son, King James, I understand the challenges of caregivers of children with special health needs face every day. King James was my world, a beautiful soul who faced medical complexities with incredible strength. Life was a constant juggle, therapies, medications, endless appointments. He was my first thought in my morning and the last at night. Being his caregiver was both a challenge and a privilege. Did you know that 60% of caregivers report burnout? 60% faced employment challenges as well due to caregiving needs, and 80% say it affects their productivity at work. Existing respite care programs are experiencing severe labor shortages, which means families like my own continue to struggle with these challenges. I began researching the struggles caregivers like me go through when it comes to finding respite care. I investigated the state of respite care both locally and nationally and conducted interviews with leaders in the field, as well as cultural brokers who offered expert advice on designing a culturally responsive respite care solution. Then I brought my idea and program design to the perfect organizational partner, the Federation for Children with Special Needs. Thanks to a grant from the Respite Innovations Grant Programs, the Caregiver to Caregiver Respite Network was born. This brand new program is bringing relief to families of children with complex needs by turning to caregivers themselves. It is essentially a matchmaking program that supports families to connect and to work with another family they know and that they can trust. Once they are matched, caregivers can take turns providing one-to-one care to each other's children. The program is supported by an incredible multilingual team of staff with the team members who speak English, Spanish, Portuguese, Chinese, Haitian Creole, and Korean. They are not just facilitating respite, they are creating a community. The Caregiver to Caregiver Respite Network is my way of honoring King James and bringing a community of caregiving rooted in shared experience. I hope that you will learn more about the Caregiver to Caregiver Respite Network. You could be experiencing a much-needed break sooner than you think.
Bonjour, bienvenue notre Caregiver to Caregiver Network.
你好，欢迎加入 Caregiver to Caregiver Network.
Namaste, स्वागत है Caregiver to Caregiver Network.
Hola, bienvenidos a Caregiver to Caregiver Network.
안녕하세요. Caregiver to Caregiver Network에 오신 것을 환영합니다.
Hola, bem-vindos a Caregiver to Caregiver Network.
Здравствуйте, вас приветствует Caregiver to Caregiver Network. As a parent of a child with a disability, I know how hard it can be to find someone to take care of your child when you need time for other projects or just need a break. It can feel scary to leave a child with anyone who doesn't understand your child's specific needs and the best ways to keep them safe. I've heard other families say the same thing. That's where the Caregiver to Caregiver Respite Network, or C2C, comes in. C2C matches caregivers with one another based on their children's medical and support needs. Then, the families can work together to provide one another with breaks from caregiving. This might mean taking turns babysitting one another's children or taking turns hosting playdates. It can look a lot of different ways, but the goal is for you to find someone you can trust with your child because their child needs the same kind of support too.
C2C was developed by a caregiver with lived experience and is overseen by the Federation for Children with Special Needs, which has been serving families for 5 decades. Anyone who lives in Massachusetts and has a child with specialized care needs can join. Our staff speaks 8 languages, and you can bring in interpreters to help us support anyone who needs us. Best of all, our work is funded by grants and donations, so there's no cost to families to participate. To learn more, visit our website at fcsn.org/C2C. Join our community of caregiving rooted in shared experience.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Caregiver to Caregiver Respite Network Live. I am Valeria Peterson. I'm the project director for C2C, and I'm just thrilled to have you all join us today. For those of you who are not familiar with the Caregiver to Caregiver Respite Network yet, we are a community of caregiving rooted in shared experience. So we are a project of the Federation for Children with Special Needs, and we connect caregivers of children and youth with specialized support needs and medically complex needs to provide and receive respite. So our goal with these live sessions is to create a space where we can connect, share, and support one another as caregivers. Whether you're new to the network or you've been with us for a while, we hope that you'll find these sessions informative and empowering. Throughout our time today, we'll be covering some topics related to caregiving. We'll be sharing some exciting updates about C2C Network. And most importantly, we will get to answer your questions. So if you have any questions or comments, please feel free to drop them in the chat, and our team will be here to respond. Before we dive in, I would like to take a moment to acknowledge and celebrate all the amazing work that you all do every day. Drawing on a personal experience of parenting a disabled child, I recognize that caregiving can be very challenging, and it's also incredibly rewarding. Your dedication and love make a profound difference in the lives of those that you care for, and we're here to support you every step of the way. Thank you again for being here. And let's get started to make the most of our time. Remember, if you have any questions, you can leave them in the chat and our team will be able to respond to you. So now we will introduce some of our caregivers who have already joined C2C Respite Network and are eager to talk about their experience today. I would like to introduce to you Jen. Jen, please join us. And if you could tell us a little bit about what brought you to the program.
Sure. Hi, thank you for having me today, Val. I was really intrigued about the program and what it had to offer to the families. And really what drew me in to sign up was the fact that there was a community out there that was trying to bring families together with like-minded situations. For instance, I was matched with somebody in my town who I did not realize was in the same town as me, going through the same thing as me. And now, we've really become really close. As parents, our children are really good friends. And was very humbling that something like this existed. And I think that, for my son to be able to have a play date and for me to feel so at ease knowing that their parents of the child of the play date understand how to approach my child with needs, because they are in a similar situation with a similar need. And it was also interesting because I love to help other families. And I think that this was a way to be able to give back without needing to give back, meaning I'm just doing what I'm doing every day. Just having that child over to our house helps that family and vice versa. So I think it was really great opportunity for us, and we continue to thrive with it. And I think it's a great experience for us, and I'm excited to meet more families.
Wow, what a beautiful story of connection. Thanks for sharing, Jen. And maybe you can also tell us a little bit about what are some of the things that you hope to do now that you've been matched with a caregiver to receive and provide respite? What is it that you would like to do with that time?
That's a great question. I think I would need to take that time to think about what I can do because, when you think of respite, you think of, just something of just like relaxing. And sometimes it could just be, like just running to the grocery store by yourself and being able to do the things that you need to do just unattached. But really, I try to take this time to figure out what it is I want or need. So I think I'm still a little new into it. So I don't know what I'm going to do yet, but the fact that I have the opportunity is huge. And I have been thinking about some of the things and making some lists and maybe prioritizing them. But, just read, meditate, things that I think every day people take for granted that they can do and not realize. If I do those now, I feel very guilty when I'm doing them. But knowing that my son is off at a play date, even though it's a respite time for me, it's guilt-free. So now I can actually, think about the things that I can do for me. Knowing that he's being cared for and I can just relax. So I'm still trying to figure those out, still just rummaging through the big to-do list at the moment, but
I hear you. I hear you. And one last question. When you reflect on the process of joining C2C, how would you say your experience has been as far as filling out the match request form or navigating our learning platform, submitting a query, like in general, what would you say about the process of joining?
so the process of joining was it was amazing. So respite was something that was for me. And so it was obviously something that, was back burnered a lot. And so the process was easy. I filled out the form, submitted it, and it took no time. Very easy questions, very straightforward. And I thought they were very perfectly detailed, like great questions, not too many and not too little, because again, I'm knowing that other people on the other side are going to be asked the same questions. And then I was matched up with somebody who had followed my whole process the whole way through. And I loved how she kept me accountable to making sure that I followed through with the process because of me really wanting this commitment and setting it up. So it took me a little time to get my query form notarized. And then I was lucky to find somebody from the Federation who was able to meet me in the same town to be able to notarize it. And she was amazing. We talked for hours. So meeting the people at the Federation and getting the opportunity to meet them was so like reassuring, again, humbling. Just I'm so fortunate that the experience for me I felt like it was meant to be. I think the people helped me get through getting out of my own way. If this was something that needed to get done, it was more, let us help you get this done. And I think that hand holding, that was exactly what I needed to get to the aha and my perfect match. So that was instrumental for me. But as far as the forums and everything else, it was so quick and easy.
Great. I'm so glad to hear that, Jen. And thank you again for being with us today and for sharing about your experience. I hope that we have you join us again in the future and we get to hear more about your match and how the two of you are connecting, how your children are connecting. So we look forward to following your match and hearing more updates.
Thank you, Val. I appreciate you. Have a great day.
And we have another one of our caregivers joining us today to talk about their experience with the C2C Respite Network. So I would like to welcome Kelly. Kelly, please join us. And could you talk to us a little bit about what brought you to the program?
Yeah, so hi, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Kelly.
Welcome.
Thank you. So I'm a mom to an almost 10 years old severe autism son. So I have like Chinese cultural background. So I think this program is so great for families that don't speak much English. For me, I'm okay with English, but I still need some kind of help from any family that come together with the same community, same culture, so we can share the same expectation, like the same values of our children with special needs. I think the C2C program is really great for DC to give us the opportunity for all the parents to come together to meet, to share experience and to share any information to help our children and then to help the parents as a whole. to build the community better to serve ourselves in the long term.
Wonderful. Thanks, Kelly. And when you think about respite as that opportunity to take a break from caregiving, what are some of the things that you personally hope to do once you have been matched with another caregiver to provide and receive respite?
Yeah, so for me, so I hope that when I get matched to another family, so I hope that my experience from the past can help the family, like a new diagnosed family that they don't have any experience with what autism is. Since my son is 10 years old, I think I have a little bit experience with the kids with autism. So how to navigate from the school system or how to navigate like outside therapies and then how to navigate on day-to-day life. So for my experience, I want to pass my experience to the family that newly diagnosed with the autism for the kids, or as I want to receive the information from other family that their culture experience or the value of the specialty kids in their family. So how they think about the special kid needs, like as a long term in the long run, how they're going to help them to live more independently. So I think every culture or every have different value for the kids. So I just want to learn from other family as well.
That's wonderful. We're so excited for you to learn with us and,
Yeah,
support other families. It's so important for those families who are just receiving the diagnosis or are new on the scene and they're trying to find the best supports for their child. That's
exactly.
great.
Yes. Yeah.
And I also wanted to ask you, Kelly, how has the process been for you in terms of joining the C2C network? So, as we know, you filled out the match request application, you've done your background check form or Corey, and you've navigated a couple other steps in joining the program. So, what would you say about your experience in going through these steps?
Well, my experience with Cici, she is the one to help me to set everything up, and then she matched me with two other family. But unfortunately, it did not match both the family that we cannot come to agreement that the time set and the schedule is fit for our family. So it didn't match successfully. But I'm grateful for Cici to give us the platform to hopefully to learn from other family, and then we get a good match and then we can go from there. But as of right now, I still haven't not be successfully matched to another family. I think it's due to like as my personal experience. I think the special needs parents they're always busy with school, and then they have their job, and then they're busy with ABA therapies at home, and also busy with the outside therapy. It's really hard for me to match with other family. I think they have the same issue as me too. Everyone's so busy. It's really hard to come to a point that we can all agree for the set of time to provide the respite care for each other. I think it's really hard. I mean, as for my personal experience, because we all have a busy schedule, so it's pretty hard for me to match. Like for me, I'm a single mom. I'm always be on Sunday. So Sunday, my son goes to his dad's house. I told Cici that I'm free on Sunday. I can pretty much match with any family that need help on Sunday. But unfortunately, other family, I remember the last family that the CC helped me to match is, I think she want me to bring his son either out to the community or want me to stay with his son for the therapy session, for home therapy session, which I'm not able to do that because my son, he has a therapy session at home from Monday to Friday. So it's a conflict between the two families. So it's really come to a point that we can agree on the schedule, even though we both want to help each other, but it's really hard for us because the schedule.
Right. I think a lot of families find themselves in the same boat with the scheduling,
Yeah,
but I'm absolutely certain that we will have that match for you, and I'm sure that you'll work out an arrangement soon with another family.
thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much for being here with us today and for sharing your experience. We really appreciate you participating in our live.
Of course, my pleasure. Thank you.
And just a really quick reminder that if you have any questions or comments, please feel free to share them with us in the comment section, and we will make sure to answer them as quickly as we can. And also, before we go, I'd like to pause and answer some of the questions that we frequently receive in the program. And I would like to invite two of my fellow team members join me and answer some of these questions. So we have Noah join us today and Deborah. And Noah, how about you introduce yourself and share with us the question that we received from the audience?
Hi, everyone. We're so glad to have you here. My name is Noah, and I'm one of the project coordinators for C2C at the Federation for Children with Special Needs. I speak Haitian Creole, so I can particularly assist Haitian Creole speaking families. One of the questions that we get often is about caregiver matches. Can a caregiver be matched with more than one person? And the answer to that is yes. A caregiver can be matched with more than one person if they've already been matched with someone. But there's another caregiver that comes in with similar background and similar caregiving experience. They can potentially be matched with this new caregiver as well, which would help compensate for things like differences in availability. It will also help strengthen community ties between C2C families, which is one of the objectives of our program.
Thank you so much, Noah. And Deborah?
Hello, how are you? Thank you for having me, and and thanks everybody for being here in the live. My name is Deborah. I am outreach coordinator for the Portuguese speaking communities, and I'm here to answer a question regarding a family that might have two caregivers. So what happens if a family that perhaps has two parents that want to provide and receive respite? How would that work? Would they have to send a second match application? And the answer is no. A family only needs to fill one match application. However, each member of the family would have to have the notarized query fill and completed. So that's that makes the process easier. It's just one application per family. Thank you.
Great. Thank you so much, Deborah. And I will also take one of the questions and answer it for you. So we frequently get asked about participation for caregivers who are not ready to provide respite at the moment, if they can still participate and receive respite. And of course, we encourage you to apply and join C2C Network if you are interested in only receiving respite at the moment. We do recognize, however, that we find that being willing to both provide and receive can sometimes expedite the match. However, we still welcome you to join our network, even if you are not ready to provide respite at the moment. The success of our program does depend a lot on reciprocity, as it helps us to expand our network and build each of you a village of support, connect your children with one another, and have those play dates, those moments together. And so reciprocity is a really, really important key to our success. However, we do understand that circumstances might be different. And if today you are just not ready to provide the support back, that's okay. We still want to welcome you into our program, and we would still love to have you. And you never know, your circumstances might change tomorrow, or you might partner with your program coordinator and find some creative ways in which you can provide respite back. Anything is possible as long as you join our network. We'd love to have you, and we'd love to find the right way to support you and your family. And now I want to thank you all for joining C2C Network in our very first live session. We really appreciate your participation, and we look forward to seeing you in the future at our live sessions. Remember that you're not alone in this journey. We're all in this together, and there are caregivers just like you out there who are just waiting to be connected with you, and we can help. So if you're not a member of our network yet, we invite you to sign up by visiting fcsn.org/C2C. You can join our network and we will connect you with other caregivers just like you to provide and receive respite. And we will also provide invaluable resources and offer the support that you and your family need. Please share this live session across all of your favorite social media platforms to help us spread the word about the Caregiver to Caregiver Network and to grow our community of caregiving rooted in shared experience. Take care and have a wonderful day.